Vlad Ethereum Classic.
Welcome back, gentlemen, to Capital Gentlemen. It's your host, Vlad Ethereum, and we're back today with another video. I'm gonna just do it like this. So, insert clip um of total 1, total 2, total 3, and track the liquidity trend. Whether it's flowing into altcoins, what we're looking for is total 1 to be increasing and not falling down, while Bitcoin dominance is dropping along with the Bitcoin price. But we don't want to see total 3 drop, so we know the liquidity is flowing over in altcoins. So whether that's happening or not, we're going to find out. So basically what we're looking for total 1 to continue heading higher as Bitcoin dominance proceeds to enter a downtrend. So right now on the monthly time frame, total 1 is holding steady while Bitcoin dominance is putting in lower highs at the moment. But if it breaks, the local high at 55.26, then I would assume that we would see continuation. But right now, in that manner on the monthly time frame, it's looking okay. If we check the total 3 chart, we'll see that we're holding up above our breakout range high at 453 billion, holding up at 480 billion. So what we're seeing in play right now is not necessarily a transition quite yet, in my opinion, because if we also check bull market support band on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin dominance, so until we break this ascending trend line that served as a fake out, which is bullish to the upside, really, because the fact that we faked out is bullish. It didn't mean that we were going to continue. On top of that, fake out from the bull market support band, so we had to see a real break below that and the Gaussian channel. I mean, really, it starts at 50%, but that's the key level. Until we break 50%, we're not transitioning to altcoin season. I don't think you can say that. So I think it's safe to say that with the Bitcoin dominance increasing, looking at total 1, a lot of this liquidity is going towards Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. I mean, it's bullish, holding up above the 50%, but the 61.8 as resistance, top out at 1.8 trillion, above the bull market support band on the weekly, and on the green uptrend from our green flip at this candle around this area on the Gaussian channel on the weekly time frame. So with Bitcoin dominance potentially heading higher and total 1 still on the uptrend, I think it's safe to say that the liquidity right now is mostly being attracted towards Bitcoin. But I guess you could say total 2 is still technically bullish. I mean, seeing a green flip now out of anything would show that we're going to see continuation and finding support at the 23.6 Fibonacci with the breakout from this symmetrical triangle. I mean, we didn't even get to the apex. I think it's more of a wedge, but with that breakout, somewhere probably above it 1 trillion estimation. I mean, we're not going to draw that up. We know it's bullish. Like, there's no exact target to even get out at. It's, what I'm saying? We're not looking to get out early. So, what's the point in drawing up a target unless you plan on trading the retracement, which I don't really plan on doing. But looking again at total 3, same situation, more recent green flip. I guess realistically, total 3 is more of in a situation than total 2 because we have the 23% level as support on total 2 versus resistance on total 3. So I guess it's something to look out at. Key support at 440 billion at this level right here, at this wick on this candle. Again, above the bull market support band, putting on 50 weeks, above those, that's bullish. But being oversold sometimes is bullish, and because we're on a weekly time frame, oversold levels can last a while, as what we've seen before, as it more so references the macro trend rather than short-term price action. USDC dominance is on a downtrend. That target is still in play from a while ago with our Fibonacci drawn up from months ago. Not necessarily that the Gaussian channel is as relevant here, but I think it's more so the bull market support band coming in as resistance. Especially if you look at I don't know if it'll give us a 200. Nah, not really. Incorporating 50-week moving averages and the bearish breakdown structure from our symmetrical triangle, I think that puts our rotation in play for stable coins, at least saying, okay, maybe it's not the best time to hold stables, as we're seeing liquidity get drained out the market from stables, rotating into key plays that are going to be upcoming by the halving. Bitcoin dominance plus stables, so that's at 60%. So if you're incorporating Bitcoin dominance with stables, we're under the bull market support band, and we're now already entering the Gaussian channel. So realistically, if this is your standard for Bitcoin dominance, including stable coins, because Bitcoin dominance on TradingView does not include stable coins. So because if you look at the dominance, when it factors in stable coins, you could use the dominance of the stable coins itself to come into that equation and give you the result that you need, which is actually saying that dominance including stable coins has already hit 60%, meaning that we potentially already topped out, because the 60% people are looking for might be on the wrong chart. So I think maybe dominance is already topped out, especially with liquidity heading into the halving. I mean, if we're going to see Bitcoin correct or go sideways, I don't think we see dominance increase. Maybe if it goes sideways a little bit, but maybe we don't take out that high, or maybe until we take out that high, it's set. And if we do take out that high, okay, how much higher? What's the momentum? Like, we got to analyze that as it comes. To say the dominance has to increase now with incorporating stablecoins, saying it's already hit 60%, it's not out of the question. So that's kind of my opinion there. Bitcoin dominance potentially reversing if you include stablecoins. So I mean, with that said, we would be looking for total 3 to hit continuation with this breakout, finding support here, and eventually finding support at the 23.6. Now zooming in, let's see if we can find anything. Yeah, we got a triangle printed up, breakout incoming, hopefully aiming for that 50% level, 700 billion. But as this is on the 3-day time frame, we would have to give this some time to play out, some room to breathe. So as that's come into play, what we're going to now talk about is Solana. We can see that we're finding some immediate resistance at the 38% Fibonacci level. So we're seeing that come into play. Nothing too crazy though. It's more so when you zoom in, you see what's really happening. So we had that breakout transpire, and then from this chop range, bullish continuation. Once we saw that MACD flip green, we saw a massive candle from the 58% for 58% gain on Solana, and even continuing to extend and overshoot up to 125. Not that anything of significance is being printed up as of recently, but if we check some even shorter time frame price action, we had, I think, a bearish divergence play out for the weekly. Staying oversold is not necessarily a bad thing, but if we come down and see 50% neutral level, being oversold, isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's more so bullish. It's just you gotta wait until it plays out, because this goes off candle closes, and until we get some sort of a trend saying that this is a downtrend and play on the RSI on the weekly, I think it's a bit too soon to call. But right now, lower high being printed, potential bearish reversal. But as we can see again, MACD sometimes just slows down. It's not always about to be a reversal imminent. So just keeping track of these factors Solana remains bullish. My bull market targets $500, $600, and if we get really overextended, $700. In my opinion, not financial advice, but I mean, because I think for Solana to 20x it from $20 is reasonable, and I think a 40x from $8 is reasonable from the time as it was, from the way that it's played out. I think that's pretty reasonable. I think if we check Solana dominance really quickly, we can see it increasing. We hit an all-time high, chopping around in the same range as above the 78.6 as support and 100% as resistance. With the green flip, so I think realistically, Solana even coming in up at 10% dominance at real all-time high will not surprise me. Especially being as it is a key layer 1 at this point. I mean, it's we don't necessarily need to track these to make a trade. We just need to see and check the health of continuation on the dominance of our asset, on the pricing of Bitcoin, and dominance, not even dominance, just is it appreciating in Bitcoin, dominance over the market, USD, and then you get all appreciation in all those and an uptrend in all three, and that basically sets us up for confirmation on our thesis, and that's what we want to see. I mean, this on an uptrend outperforming Bitcoin before the halving, something you want to see. Finding support at the 23.6. A scenario that we're seeing a lot right now is break out above bull market support band, uptrend, and then flip in the Gaussian channel. And Fibonacci's holding its support along with the 2-week Gaussian channel as a key metric. I mean, realistically, this is key as it is held as support on the 2-week time frame at the 38% Fibonacci level and at the top of the 2-week Gaussian channel. And I'm assuming, when this flips green, it will have to be caused off some sort of momentum. So whenever that happens, that's going to be good for our asset priced in Bitcoin. So as for key plays in this market, obviously, we got my watch list. I would say Solana is a key player. So Render is a key play with GPU decentralization. I think Render can most likely it will I think Render can 10x this year, if not minimum 5x. I mean, as for because until Bitcoin breaks 69K, it's not an altcoin season. We're not going to see majority of the move until that happens. But as preceding the move, I would be okay with the 5 to 10x. So anywhere from between 20 to 40, I'd be okay with this year. Got a play like Helium, that I believe can hit $300. I think it can definitely, in my opinion, hit 300. Especially if it gets to like $50 billion in market cap. I mean, last time we saw it hit around 30, and as a key deep in play on Solana, I think it's gonna really capture a lot of market share. I think Bonk can definitely go to 45 billion. I don't have any right now. I'm more exposed to Radium, but I did, we did call Bonk at 91 million and exited well over, $1 billion. So I mean, we're still up on that call at least 5x. I think Radium, as we have Jupiter as a competitor, I don't necessarily like Jupiter, but I think the market is kind of potentially realizing that a lot of these other DEX tokens that have been out, like Radium and Orca, have a lot more maturity in their development. I mean, although the charts don't reflect it now, I think more so when it reflects it later. I think that's going to be a key factor in what's happening with these the DEX narrative. I mean, can Radium and Orca both hit 10 billion market cap valuation? I think so. Especially if we see total value locked in Solana maybe go towards 100 million, 800 billion. 700 billion, 100 billion, and total value lock, let's say, is about, or no, total market cap in Solana, it's north of 200 billion. I think it's completely possible. I mean, I really want to see Solana hit maybe like 300 billion. I think that would be a good goal. I'd probably take my exit. But if Solana is 300 billion, I'm guessing this is in the 10 billion. So